As we take a look at the scenes inside the McKinley Hill Stadium as we are about to usher a new chapter in your Philippines Football League, brought to you by Qatar Airways. The match at hand set to kick off in just a short while. Maharlika Manila FC going up against Dynamic Herb Cebu FC here in Taguig City. It is Levi Verora on the call alongside Mr. Sidelf Tupas. And Sidelf, Maharlika Manila FC coming off that inspiring win against Mendiola last week to pick up their first 3 points in just one match. Definitely the mood has picked up for the part of the, of course, Maharlika Manila side.
Well, definitely a big win for Maharlika Manila last week, and just it's taken a while for them to get their season going, but 3 points, first 3 points can really do a lot to their confidence. But they're going up against a Dynamic Herb Cebu side that has title ambitions. You see, Kaya FC Iloilo, extended the gap at the top early, yesterday with that win over Aska's development team. But kailangan talaga dito for Cebu to grab maximum points. This is a game that they're expected to win. So, they have to keep the pressure up on Kaya if they want to, if they are serious with their title intentions.
Let us take a look at the league table to give our fans a clearer picture of how things stand so far. Kaya FC, after their win against the ADT yesterday, they have now increased the gap to 11 points between them and the second running Cebu FC. There you have it, 31 points. And Sidelf, obviously, like what you mentioned, if Cebu wants to have a shot at the title, these are the matches that they're expected to win, so they have to play like it.
Well, Maharlika Manila, nakita natin dyan, they are down at the bottom, but they have a chance to, move up over Mendiola if they pull off an upset. But, expectation here for Dynamic Herb Cebu is to grab maximum points. It's a big gap at the top, 11 points, but they have 3 games in hand, which means that if they get all these 3 games, is that they will just only be down by 2 points. So just a very important game for Dynamic Herb Cebu in the grander scheme of things. But for Maharlika Manila, it's also an opportunity for them to to showcase what they're all about. They're playing at their home field at the McKinley Hill Stadium. It's been a while since there's been pro club football here, and certainly a big day, a historic day, and it's on a Sunday kung saan maraming tao and maraming fans who are ready to enjoy the action here at the McKinley Hill Stadium.
And as we take a look at the official player march in as part of the pre-match pleasantries, there you have it. Cebu FC will be in their white uniforms, and in contrast, Maharlika Manila FC on the right side of your screens in their all black. And like what you mentioned, Sidelf, if you are Cebu, you want to close that gap, pick up 3 more points in this competition. Ang Cebu, last time they were on the field, they defeated the Askals development team behind a late strike from Daniel Gadya. He is also starting here. And speaking of which, let's take a look at the starting lineups for our respective teams. We have first for the home side, Maharlika Manila FC. Familiar names there. And of course, our focus is number 19, Zachary Ford, the one who delivered on that goal against Mendiola.
A very pretty, well-taken goal from Zachary Ford last week. And I'm sure his confidence will be sky high as he heads into this matchup against Cebu. But this is a different opponent, different proposition. Certainly the quality is higher this time out, and it is going to be up for him to raise his level against this very strong Cebu team.
Well, momentum is certainly one thing, but to execute it in-game will be another. As we take a look at Cebu right now with their customary one with Hatay banner, of course, in support of the situation back home in Turkey.
Well, this is a team that has a lot of Turkish influence, and our hearts always go out to those who fell victim to that earthquake and natural disaster na hindi natin talagang ginugusto, no? And for Cebu, they've come in with a lot of motivation. They want to win for Hatay. It's something that it means a lot to them. So this is a more meaningful campaign just because of what happened there. And Coach Mehmet Kakil and Mert Altinos, they all have some connection to that city, and Barry Stasi as well, and the owner Ugur Tasi. Tingnan natin yung starting lineups dito. Of course, uh, Daniel Gadya scored the winning goal last week, and again, coming back from that one-game suspension, he's really taken over a more senior leadership role here, together with Jason Cordova, a very important player as well for Dynamic Herb Cebu. But yung maganda dito for Dynamic Herb Cebu is that we're seeing a lot of depth and and firepower. In a season ng PFL na medyo mahaba and maraming games, and you're seeing consecutive games, week in and week out. You need all players to step up. Kung may suspension man, kung may injuries man, and that's what's been happening for Dynamic Herb Cebu.
In just a short while, we will have the official kickoff. Our referee in charge of the action is Clifford Daipuyat. Our two assistant referees, Relly Balila and Aldous Mirafuentes. The third. Fourth official is Jesus Abogado. Referee assessor, Ray Ritaga. And of course, the match commissioner, Coco Torre.
It's a very special day. It's been a while. As we mentioned, I've covered here. In last ko yatang cover dito was during the United Football League days, and it was always packed, and it was always fun to have games here at McKinley Hill Stadium. And I'm glad that the Maharlika Manila has brought PFL here and has hosted the PFL here. So, sana yung mga nanonood sa live stream, they appreciate what they'll see this afternoon.
And here we go. We have officially kicked off the first ever PFL match at McKinley Hill Stadium. And immediately a corner here for Cebu FC. And we spoke with both coaches. It's going to matter yung ating field, the size of it, yung bounds, of course, being an artificial turf. And these little things, of course, matter throughout the course of this match as we kick off action. Maharlika playing from right to left.
Just a bit difficult to see where the ball is right now because medyo nawawash out ng araw ang ating field. It's still very, very hot here. But the size of the pitch, when you see players closing down each other very quickly, alam niyo na maliit talaga ang field natin, and that's something that could work both ways.
It's one of the aspects that Coach Mehmet Kakil actually mentioned as they go inside the box. But the clearance made by Ben Diarra right away. They're really quite forced to change or alter their tactic a little bit just to tailor to the stadium that they're playing in right now. We go to Mert down on the right flank, and that is going to be an obvious foul on William Valtos.
A clumsy challenge there, just totally unnecessary. It had a player right in front of him, had a teammate right in front of him, and this is a very promising position para sa Cebu. That was Diarra right in front of Asare rather, yung nandun sa harap niya. He could have easily defended that.
First set piece of the match for Cebu, but before we take that, of course, Ibrahim Moro down on the field. It's a bit shaken up. Now back up on his feet. It's going to be JB Borlongan.
Well, anyone there can take that. Altinos, Borlongan. And JB Borlongan has proven to be a really, really good set piece taker this season for Cebu. He's had a handful of goals, and he's looked very dangerous and very lively, especially on that flank, on the flanks for Dynamic Herb Cebu.
It is a 4-man wall for Maharlika as they try to bother the best way they can yung line of sight. There is the dummy play, and the shot will go wide para kay Borlongan.
Just a good effort there from Borlongan. Just could not keep that free kick down. Here's a nice angle. That wasn't far away as well. And JB Borlongan, really good technician with the ball. We'll see how Maharlika Manila here handles possession. As expected, with a lot of quality in the Cebu side, they will not enjoy a lot of that.
And right on cue, Sidelf, just when you said it would be interesting to see how they handle or take care of the ball. They lose it, now they win it back. Let's see if they can make something out of this. Uy, to Spence Galaza. Taken down but play on, says the referee. And a great job there to intervene with the pass to the right flank. The volley will go straight into the hands of June Badelik, his first touch for this afternoon.
Well, very dangerous. Itong Maharlika Manila with those long balls forward. They can bypass that midfield area because they're not going to be winning a lot there of battles there. Pero they have an outlet in Endure who can easily peel away and get those balls over the top. That time he shoots on target.
Gadya will send it over to the back. Mehmet Kakil mentioning the 4-3-3 formation. This is Pafu Korsame, of course. Putting some aerial into that ball. Kore tracks it back, lobs it ahead. Still Cebu. The ball inside the box, it is punched away by Javi, their goalkeeper, although on the second ball, Cebu, and now Pafu. Another cross. Testy moments here for the defense of Maharlika.
They've done well there, Maharlika Manila. Javi Coscaluela with a very brave punch out. And now they have to do more of this to withstand this Cebu attack.
On the counter, it is Endure. Doesn't have the numbers, but does enough to merit the first corner for Maharlika Manila FC. Great effort on the run for player number 9. That is Endo Endure. Zachary Ford will deliver this corner kick. Here it comes. Jacob Liao, of course, the size and the height of Jacob Liao in full effect doon sa sequence na yon. That's a good look on June Badelik, of course, making the switch from United City and now to Cebu. One of the shot stoppers na maaasahan natin, of course, not just in the club level but also the international level. And so far, 8 minutes into this match, obviously, it seems that this the pitch is affecting kung ano yung gustong i-carry out both teams, actually.
Oh, not much trouble para dito sa Dynamic Herb Cebu. But for Maharlika Manila, there have been moments na nahihirapan sila. But nonetheless, it's been a solid outing so far, and nice atmosphere here inside the McKinley Hill Stadium. Hindi ganun kalaki ang ating McKinley Hill Stadium, but fans have come out and have been supporting itong dalawang teams natin.
And now Cebu in control. Player falls down. The play on, says the referee. Uy sends it forward, targeting yung kanyang kakampi. That is Zachary Ford. Again, the goal scorer against Mendiola.
There's really nowhere to hide here with this pitch. Hindi ka maka-maneuver masyado. You can't spread it out. Really, the team that really does well in tight spaces will have an advantage, and I think it's Cebu. It's very unique setup dito sa McKinley Hill Stadium. If you haven't been here, medyo kakaiba ang pag-construct nitong stadium na to. No? The main grandstand is on the other side actually. As we take a look at the player going down, it's a goal kick. If you're wondering na bakit dito nakaposisyon ng mga cameras natin, it's the other side. Hindi pwede po malagay yung mga cameras doon because that's the grandstand, the main bleachers area. May grandstand po on the other side, which is where the cameras are, and that's just the way it is. So we have to live with it. So kung if you're wondering why it's against the light, so tanungin nyo yung nagpatayo ng stadium na to.
And of course, good look on Rintaro Hama just a few moments earlier, one of the goal scorers against the ADT. And I like what you mentioned, Sidolf, about, of course, the stadium. Listed capacity, about 2,000 people. We've seen a couple of high-level events here as we are about to take the second corner for Cebu.
This is the home of the 7th League as well, of Maharlika Manila owner Anton De Los Arcos. I'm very sure has stayed up for this game.
That ball has been tracked down by Burlongan. Great effort to win a second ball for Cebu. They scramble near the midfield. And the ball eventually ends up with the boots of Badelik, who sends it away.
Just very difficult to count out Maharlika Manila in this match, Lega, because I think the pitch is a great equalizer here for them.
And we spoke with David Basa, one of their veterans. They really feel that they have the advantage, at least in terms of the familiarity of the pitch. And of course, being the team na nagpa-practice dito araw-araw, talagang gamay nila kung how they will pick their spots right here. This is Pafu. Tries to target Kore, and again, perhaps yung depth of sight din. You might feel na malayo yung kakampi mo, but actually, in reality, it's probably a few feet closer than you would expect. But that's what it is, Sidolf. You have to play with the conditions given to you.
Yeah, a few years ago, I think when the clubs played here regularly, and they tried, of course, when you get successful in the local level, you get invitations from overseas. And well, when they moved overseas, when they tried playing overseas, some of our clubs, nanibago talaga sila just because of the size of the field. I think you have to run more, you have to cover more ground, more because yun nga, mas maliit ang nakasanayan ng mga teams natin dito.
And speaking of which, it's going to add up to your total fatigue. Of course, if you play, for example, the entire 90-minute way, as the whistle was blown there by our top official, Clifford Daipuyat. So it looks like possession will stay with Cebu. It's going to be only their second set piece, and in another dangerous possession doon sa ating right flank. It's like Mert Altinos will be the one to take this.
Very promising position again for Dynamic Herb Cebu. Let's see what they come up with here. Altinos over the ball. Like 6 players there of Cebu in the area.
The delivery and the attempt. It will sail out and into a goal kick for Javi Cosculluela.
Altinos did find a teammate there, but just an awkward angle just behind the player.
On the volley, that was deflected. And that was Moro. Ibrahim Moro, of course, one of the new additions for Cebu. It's been quite a busy transfer window for them as well.
Well, they're very serious with their ambitions to win the title, Levi. They've loaded up, and they're missing some players in the first part of the season who've moved on. They managed to keep Altinos. Alam mo, they want to bring glory to Cebu, and alam mo naman when you wanna win here in Philippine football, syempre kailangan ka may investment. And not just investment, finding the right people to really run the show and handle it.
This is Borlongan giving it inside the box. Compact defending from Maharlika.
Just a little too tentative there itong Dynamic Herb Cebu right in the area.
Bafu will try to keep it in play. He does not. 15 minutes into the action here. Once again, glad to have you join us. McKinley Hill Stadium is our venue for this match between Maharlika Manila FC and the visiting Cebu FC.
Well, it will get better yung tinitingnan nila na on their screens, just because when the sun goes down in a few minutes, medyo magiging clear na po at pakikita niyo na yung bola. But what I like about this venue, Levi, there's we might say a lot about the size and kung saan nakapwesto ang grandstand and where everything is, but it's just accessible. Yun lang yung gusto ko dito. It's really a great area for for football, and right here in Taguig. And kaya nga in the early part of the UFL, it was really a packed venue.
It is right up there with the commercial block. That includes, of course, yung mga BPO. There's a big mall right by the corner.
Nung naglalaro nga dito yung UFL, hindi pa nga tapos yung mall na yun. Nag-ano pa lang. Konti pa lang yung mga stores, but now it's already full.
Such a tight-knit community for this part of Taguig as far as the football landscape or ecosystem is concerned. Trying to create a chance for Cebu that time around, but again, you have to credit Maharlika so far. They've been compact, they've been spot on with their defending, not wanting to concede anything so far dito sa kanilang home turf. And looks like someone is going to be booked. So you see on your screens, Marius Core contesting with one of our linesmen, but he doesn't have to worry. Naitawag na. Looks like that was Ben Diara, perhaps. We'll see it on the replay. Ayun.
Yeah, it's
Endure rather, but yes, it's going to be an obvious yellow.
It's the first booking of the match, Levi, but I gotta like the way Maharlika Manila has scoped with the challenge here. They're not giving Cebu a lot of time. They've stayed tight, and they're forced Cebu to really, break them down.
Speaking of Cebu, again, unable to really convert that opening into something. And if you're Maharlika, obviously, you just have to keep yourselves within the match. And right now it's 0-0. You give yourself that kind of an opening and anything might happen.
Well, the thing is, if you're Maharlika, you have to be like this. You have to be 100% focus, full concentration, because one slip up, a team of Cebu's quality can really make you pay.
That's something the home side is definitely trying to avoid. So we close in on our 20th minute mark. Such a festive atmosphere right now inside the stadium. They've brought the drums in and a lot of fans are watching. It's going to be a set piece from quite a far distance here. And dodged away by one of the defenders. Basa tracks it down.
I can just I can't help but marvel kung gaano yung distansya ng mga players natin dito, no? When one clearance and it's almost, out of play, and the distance between that box and the line here sa gilid, it's just very near. You don't have room to operate. But here, Maharlika with a nice opportunity on the corner.
It is player number 19, Zachary Ford. 20 minutes into this match. Here is the delivery. Lots of aerial into that one. And that is the opening goal. Maharlika Manila FC, right in their home turf, will strike first.
Wow. Just an amazing sight. David Basa, the veteran, finding the back of the net totally unmarked. And if you're, we've been saying that Cebu has to be, Maharlika has to be spot on defensively. Kabaliktaran naman ang nangyari dito for Dynamic Herb Cebu. A lot of confusion here. They're trying to mark the zone and they forgot about the man. That's David Basa. A pinpoint header right into that bottom corner. And just like that, it's 1-0 Maharlika Manila.
Such a great placement by David Basa, choosing the far post. Like what you said, some of the defenders from Cebu a bit confused. We also thought initially na masyadong mataas yung angle of elevation. Yung pala, it's just the perfect setup for David Basa, the assist to Zachary Ford. And what a start for Maharlika.
Medyo malayo yung header na yun. Ha? It's right near the edge of the area. But Badelik was left stranded. Ang daming players nasa harap niya, no, had his sight covered. No, hindi niya masyado nakita yung bola na yun. And also, the sunlight also affecting his vision. Eh, medyo nasilaw din siya doon, and it's pareho lang kami ni Jun Badelik. Nasisilaw din po kami.
Again, you have to play with the conditions given to you, whether it's a rough pitch, an artificial, a natural. Sometimes nga sa ibang bansa pa, kahit nag-i-snow, you have to finish your match. Naalala ko yun, the Under-23 Championship sa Mongolia.
Oo. Ano talaga yan? Different places offer different challenges for you. But here, tingnan natin ang response ng Cebu.
Ibrahim Moro got deep into the box. But that's just a difficult angle to cut it back.
Oh boy. What a turn of events. Cebu dominating possession. But it's Maharlika on the board first.
On the delivery, Cordova got a piece of that. On the left flank, he tried to make it work. But again, the defending from Maharlika. But on the slide, it's an obvious yellow.
Just reckless again. You have to be careful here. You don't want to go one man down. It's another yellow. Pangalawang yellow card na yan. And still early here in the match. Could have just left it there.
On the slide, it was David Asare, player number 7, one of the foreign players for Maharlika. Now Spence Galaza and Mert Altinoz, konting kantsawan, trying to get into the head.
Pwede mo nang hayaan yun eh. You put your team under pressure here. there are fouls that you can commit just because, you know, you want to stop momentum, you want to stop, you know, the attack from developing. But that time, player was, you know, trying to restart and recycle what they were planning to do.
Altinos from distance on another set piece. That ricochets off the crossbar, if we're not mistaken, and then out.
Dangerous moments there for Maharlika Manila. Mert Altinos. Under pressure here, Maharlika Manila. Trying to get out of the jam here. Tingnan natin ang effort ni Mert Altinos. And that wasn't far away. That shakes the crossbar of Cuscoluela. Already beaten there. Shows you the quality of this Cebu side. And now, Maharlika on the offensive again.
This is Endure on the cutback. Will there be a rebound? No. And finally cleared, but testy moments for Cebu.
What a chance there. Galasa could just not get his touch right. Masyado mabigat na kanyang first touch. It was going away from him. Had he was able to compose himself on that first touch, that would have been goal number 2.
Corre, but this one goes straight into the midst of Javi Coscoluela. Player number 6, the designated goalkeeper to start for Maharlika. They have 2 keepers as part of the substitutes. Nangangalahati na tayo in the first half. And again, a dream start for Maharlika. 1-0 advantage.
No, iba talaga, Levi, yung binibigay sa'yo ng unang panalo mo. No? It's just, you feel that anything's possible. You know, just because you ended that 14-game winless drought. No? And nakita natin dito, it has worked wonders for Maharlika Manila. Has done a lot to their confidence. Now they feel that they can take on even and challenge even one of the best in the PFL in Dynamic Herb Cebu. But still plenty of time. You have to get the job before getting the job done here.
Here is an attempt from Cebu. It goes wide and out from distance.
That's something that they need to avoid if you're Maharlika Manila. Losing the ball at such a dangerous area. Altinos right here. That wasn't far away. Borlongan was actually looking for that ball from Altinos. Did not arrive.
Timothy Uy loses that one. Some confusion on the field. Looks like our referee is signaling for a hydration break, I believe, which of course every half you're entitled one.
Yeah, especially in this heat right now, palapit na po ang summer. May summer na pala.
We're in the home stretch of the month of March. Have you planned your summer vacation, Sidelf?
Well, magko-cover akong PFL eh. Sabi ng boss ko dito. Kailangan, you know, we're also in the home stretch of our season, and it's very important that, you know, we try to bring everything to the fans na ma-enjoy nila yung last, you know, few rounds ng ating season. It's been a long season. It's also been a period where, you know, there's been a lot of talk on the league, on stability and on the quality ng, you know, on how the league has brought, you know, the action to the fans. So, you know, we're you know, making an effort na, you know, to improve everything para, you know, ma-enjoy nyo naman itong season natin. And syempre, abangan din natin yung Copa Paulino Alcantara later this year. It's around 16 to 20 teams. And marami kang i-cover, Levi.
Tuloy-tuloy ang action natin dito, as that could have been a sneaky counter. But yes, we talked about the Copa Paulino Alcantara, the expanded cup to be won. We're opening the doors to other clubs to join.
Yun yung pwede doon, no? Yung mahilig mag-comment sa Facebook, pwede na maglaro sa Copa Paulino Alcantara. 'Di ba? Mga may hilig mag-comment doon sa live stream, yan. Mga
And we've gotten at least 10 letters of intent already. So if you add that to, of course, yung ating mother clubs, that's already 16. There's room for 4 more. Abangan natin yan this coming summer. Again, tuloy-tuloy ang action natin. It is the home stretch of our league. It's the 3rd and 4th rounds. And then after that, yung Copa. And of course, we have a lot of international tournaments coming your way.
eh, syempre, syempre may Women's World Cup pa this year. Alam mo naman yun. Marami talagang activities in store for Philippine football. And it's too much even. Minsan. Because it's the same people working. So, busy yung competition staff, yung media staff, lahat busy.
And Dynamic Herb Cebu FC, again, yet to perhaps, arguably, find their groove here. Just kumbaga yung execution as Maharlika has once again taken control of the possession.
Well, Maharlika looks like they look very prepared for what was to come here against Dynamic Herb Cebu. Just not as incisive as you want itong Dynamic Herb Cebu.
Kore, and great effort on the part of Ben Diarra.
Well, we know that most of the teams all of our teams play on artificial turf, pero kakaiba ito sa McKinley Hill Stadium. It's one of those older pitches dito sa Metro Manila, and the bounce is actually, it's more, mas mataas yung bounce ng bola dito.
Absolutely, that is another aspect of the match that you have to perhaps weather as well. If sanay kayo sa yung mga 1-2 and using the through ball, hindi kayo sanay putting a lot of aerial. But now it's going to be a corner for Cebu. By our count, that's already the 5th for Cebu FC. Altinos, lots of aerial into that one. Basa gets the first contact, and finally Diarra to clear for safety.
A vital touch there for David Basa. He's been anchoring that defensive line and has also scored the goal for Maharlika Manila.
Altinos on the header, that was poked away. Crucial save by Cosculluela to keep it 1-0.
Oh, wow, good chance there para kay Rintaro Hama. Altinos, time and space to deliver. Hama gets in between the two defenders. And Cosculluela that time just alert to the danger. Hama just not able to keep it away from Javi Cosculluela, who was very up to the task sa sitwasyon na yun.
At the right place, at the right time was Javi that particular moment. Otherwise, it easily could have been the equalizer for Cebu. Marius Core, again, trying to complain about something, although perhaps masyado nang nagmadali in that particular sequence. Just sorting out
Well, we have a situation there.
the
One
action.
of the players had to leave temporarily. I think someone got hit on the nose. One Maharlika player.
I believe that's player number 12, Timothy Uy. It's not part of the screen right now, pero nakita natin doon sa bandang right flank ng Cebu. Oh, there he is on the right part of your screens.
Binalik na siya. This is one of those games that you need your goalkeeper to be at his best. And especially with a powerhouse team like Dynamic Herb Cebu coming to your stadium. Javi Cosculluela, so far so good. And not just him. It's been a collective effort here for Maharlika Manila, just making sure that Cebu cannot get into their passing rhythm, what they want to do, especially on attack. They've been scrappy. They've been fighting hard. Itong Maharlika Manila.
Borlongan leaves it for Altinos. Some quick short passing for Cebu, trying to change their strategy a little bit. But again, Maharlika, they've come prepared for this. Ayaw nilang mapahiya in front of their home fans, and that's exactly what they're doing so far.
What an effort there from the captain, Christian Schaffner. To Maharlika Manila, just refusing to be overwhelmed by the team in white. There is a significant gap in the standings, 27 points apart. Etong dalawang teams natin.
But it doesn't seem like it. They're not playing as if they're the underdogs.
And I've seen a lot of comments in our live stream. Yes, I monitor the comments that it's going to be an easy win for Dynamic Herb Cebu, but you know, it's nice to have some predictions. But you know, if you're Maharlika Manila, you want to prove those predictions wrong, and that's what's happening now. 35 minutes into this match, it's 1-0 for them.
And you never play your matches on paper. It's one thing to predict, to say what you want to say. But again, hanggat hindi pumipito ang ating referee to kick off or for the final whistle, you have to play the entire match. And now Cebu. And you're right, Sidaf, it's been quite the tentative match for them. 35 minutes in. They have not been able to execute kung ano man yung match plan nila entering this match.
And they're trying to put more players forward now. Itong Dynamic Herb Cebu. The quality though has not been there. The final ball has been lacking. It's you gotta be more precise and more incisive than that, especially in the final third with the size of the field. And with the way Maharlika Manila has defended in the first half.
Cebu tries to win possession back. They do. But on the shot, that will not challenge Cosculluela at all. Masyadong minadali from about 25 yards out.
Javi Cosculluela, a picture of calm and composure dito sa laban natin so far.
Just a tidbit on Javi Cosculluela. First half of the season, he wasn't suiting up as their goalkeeper, as they had, of course, Vinci Valdez as their main shot stopper. But perhaps during the transfer window, one of the internal decisions na rin on the part of Maharlika is to have him switch back to his goalkeeper role, which he played when he was in college.
It's very interesting, Levi, no, in that player, first half of the season, defender, ngayon, goalkeeper. Just it's a very specialized position. And at top level, you know, it's very difficult to get away with it. Pero right now, Javi Cosculluela has impressed.
That is, of course, Rintaro Hama. Has one goal across his name in that 2-1 victory against the ADT last week.
Still trying to settle into this Dynamic Herb Cebu side. To see Rintaro Hama coming in during the transfer window.
Pafu has been with them since the Copa last season. And now Maharlika once again. Endure, not the finest of first touches, manages to track it down somehow. And another corner earned by Maharlika.
And that's where Maharlika has been good at. They've been picking their spots as to when they get players forward. And Endure has been doing well, holding up the play and getting other players involved. As we take a look at the Sunday crowd here. Yung mga naka-Cebu din na jersey doon.
Not much aerial perhaps, but on the rebound. But Valtos Trying to go for a screamer. It is way off to the left.
Hindi ganun kalayo yun for Valtos. Delivered low this time by Zachary Ford, and that's actually a planned set piece there para kay Valtos.
Cebu, Borlongan, not really offered that much space. Tries to take it on his own, but not enough English, yung tinatawag ng pectus sa Tagalog. Trying to curve one in.
Well, JV Borlongan has been in fine form this season. He can take it with either foot. That time went with his left, just could not keep it down, and not enough curl on that shot. But this former UP standout has really thrived in that role dun sa left flank.
Core, that was a wild one from Marius Core.
They're trying to get frustrated here. They're getting frustrated, rather. Itong Dynamic Herb Cebu, going for shots from long range. There's plenty of time still sa ating laban.
It is just the first half, as that is going to be an obvious foul call. Borlongan tripped.
And this is where it gets dangerous for Maharlika Manila. They're trying to play their way out of the back. And, you know, one poor control and it could cost you something. And this is a free kick that they've conceded again. You know, kanina pa sila nagko-concede ng free kick sa area na yan. It's a good thing that they've managed to keep it out and have defended all these set pieces very well. But, you know, delikado din. And when Dynamic Herb Cebu figures something out.
As if this set piece was just gifted. Altinos will choose the left, but no connection was made.
You know, two towering players there in Cordova and Core, right on the end of this delivery from Mert Altinos. Medyo may slight tug there from Spencer Galasa, but you do what you gotta do to make sure na madepensahan mo na maayos ang free kick na yun.
And more importantly, the scoreline stays the same. Once again, if you're just joining us, it is 1-0 for Maharlika, courtesy of the elder statesman David Basa from a corner set piece. Zachary Ford assisting for the downward header, and that is the difference for this match so far. 41 minutes in, and such a lovely Sunday crowd here inside the McKinley Hill Stadium. The first PFL match we're conducting here sa Delph.
Where the Sevens family there, nakakita natin, they've come out and support. Si Levi kasama din sa Sevens family, pero dito may chance.
And that's it. The equalizer finally for Cebu. Daniel Gadya once again. A quality the team of Cebu FC. It was just a matter of time before they would bounce back for that equalizer. And there it is.
Now Daniel Gadya's second straight game that he has scored off a throw-in that was quickly taken. Gadya, a couple of players unable to deal with the threat of Daniel Gadya. Here's a better angle. Gadya just guiding this one. Beautiful control by Gadya and a wonderful individual effort beating Coscolluela dun sa kanyang near post. But the persistence and the effort galing kay Daniel Gadya, one of those players that really plays with a lot of heart, a lot of fire. And nakita mo yung reaction niya doon, Levi, not satisfied with just getting the equalizer. He's egged on his teammates to not to celebrate too much because it's still 1-1. And the target is to grab maximum points in this match.
Ford tries to take one back immediately. But it goes wide to the left. And you said it, Sidelf, that was just a remarkable individual effort by Daniel Gadya. The control of the left foot and then his chest and then two more touches before eventually delivering on that blow. What a sequence that was.
Play advantage here for Dynamic Herb Cebu. And look at what the goal does to Dynamic Herb Cebu. All of a sudden, ginaganahan sila. not just going through the motions, which they were doing earlier.
Player down momentarily. It's going to be a throw in for Cebu. They go deep into their left flank. The cross. Will there be someone present? Not so far. Kore once again. Just above the bar.
Cebu now in the mood. Kore taking it first time. What an effort right here for Kore. That took a touch actually right there. And Coscoluela was beaten and saved by his crossbar for the second time in the match.
Well, if you're Maharlika, you've been in this position before, leading 1-0 and then eventually settling for a draw. That was against ADT. So it's also a matter of protecting that lead by playing well the entire 90 minutes as well.
It's going to be very, as we mentioned at the start of this game, Coach Roxy Dorlas for sure knew that it was going to be very difficult to get points out of this match. But I'll take this, with the way Cebu has dominated the first half with possession and with the chances that they've created. At 1-1, you got to be happy. Pero yung ginawa naman kasi ni Daniel Gadya, there's a bit of luck involved as well on that one. Yung bounce ng bola, saktong-sakto sa kanya. But three players just not good enough in stopping Gadya. Kulasame
right in the middle, leaves it for Gadya, flicks it. Here's the control. Ooh, ambitious bicycle there for Pafu, and a whistle. Ooh, stunning development here.
And was it? It's a penalty, but we gotta look at that again.
Well, it's obvious that the whistle was blown. Here is Pafu and then Gadya on the flick.
Gotta wonder where the foul or handball came from, because didn't look like there's something there.
They will have to sort this one out.
But nonetheless, referee Clifford Aipuyat pointing to the spot. If it was David Basa, I don't think that was penalty though.
And
nonetheless, it is called. I have to look at that again, maybe a little bit later, because we medyo they're preparing to take the penalty. But wow, what a development here for Cebu, and Maharlika Manila, for all their good work here in the first half, could be down at the break.
Marius Kore, player number 80, will take it. Oh, it bounces off. And play continues. We are still level.
Wow. Maharlika Manila let off the hook there, but again, I still believe that there was nothing to that. Sa penalty call na yun, but whew, so many incidents in this first half already. Lovely turn there by Altinos.
Well, Altinos, or rather Kore, earlier given a golden chance to give Cebu the lead. Unable to capitalize. What an eventful and intense first half. And that is the halftime whistle. We will finish the first half right where we started it. It is 1 apiece for both Maharlika Manila FC and the visiting Cebu FC.
And Daniel Gadya scoring the equalizer late in the first half. But Dynamic Herb Cebu, this is a game that they need to win if they want to catch up with Kaya FC Iloilo. Maharlika Manila taking the lead. Pero Cebu equalizing late on, and it's all to play for in the second half.
Second half action when we return. This is the Philippines Football League brought to you by Qatar Airways. And we welcome you back here inside the McKinley Hill Stadium as after 45 minutes, it is deadlocked. Maharlika Manila FC 1 and Cebu FC also 1. And let's see how the first half unfolded. To say that it is eventful is such a massive understatement. Lots of action in the first half, including this set piece. Borlongan and Altinos trying to confuse the defense, but they were not bothered. And that is a good first touch for June Badelik on the volley attempt by Endo Endur. And then this was the opening goal. David Basa at the right place at the right time. Miscommunication on the part of Cebu. And that leaves Basa targeting the far post. And he just slots one in on the bottom corner on the downward header. At that time, Cebu, of course, down 1-0. And they were trying to even things up. What a first half this was. And then bouncing off the crossbar, Mert Altinos from distance. He had a couple of those. And another shot that went wide. When Maharlika Manila had the lead, you can just sense the atmosphere here inside their home venue. Also that header from Hama just saved beautifully by Javi Coscolwela. And again, a lot more of those crosses, of those balls from Cebu that were eventually stopped by Maharlika Manila FC. More corner kicks awarded. Actually, both sides. We will go into our first half statistics in just a short while. And again, Jeremiah Borlongan, it's a packed Sunday crowd here inside the McKinley Hill Stadium. Again, the first time that the PFL is conducting a game here, and that was the equalizer. A superb individual effort on the part of Daniel Gadia, controlling, using both his feet and then his chest, and finally delivering on this one, which knotted the count 1 goal each. We also had a surprising development in the first half when this penalty was called on the 1-2. Pafu Corsame, ambitious on the attempted bicycle. Natawagan ng penalty ang Maharlika, but Marius Core, a sorry miss that just bounces off the bottom part of the crossbar. The second time that Javi Coscolwela had help from that part of the goal. As we should take a look at our match statistics. Again, Dynamic Herb Cebu FC and Maharlika almost identical in terms of just how many shots they have gotten, the chances they created for themselves. And of course, slightly more corners for Maharlika as well. And again, we will bring you second half action. When we return, we have lots more in store for you. This is the Philippines Football League, brought to you by Qatar Airways. As the sun continues to set here at the McKinley Hill Stadium, we are moments away from the second half. It is Maharlika Manila FC hosting Cebu FC here inside their home pitch, the McKinley Hill Stadium. Second half officially underway. Maharlika now playing left to right in their all black, and of course Cebu in their all white, playing from left or from right to left. And Sedelf, what an eventful first half that was. What is the key in the first few minutes of the second half of this match?
Well, Cebu finished this, the first half on the ascendancy there. They got the equalizer and they got a penalty as well. But again, Maharlika Manila somehow finding a way to weather the storm. But in the second half, with the depth and the fitness coming into play, it's going to be another challenge for Maharlika Manila. Ivan Wano has been sent in by Coach Mehmet Kakil to shore up the attack. And, as we all know, yung si Ivan Wano, one of the top young strikers in the country, he is going to be counted upon to provide some goals para sa Dynamic Herb Cebu. But itong Maharlika Manila, they've shown that they can compete and they can battle. Nakita natin several counter-attacking opportunities kanina. Nakita niyo yung crowd dito sa McKinley Hill Stadium.
Even the seats are packed up. And again, we mentioned about the field here being slightly smaller compared to the other home fields. It's something that certainly our two squads have to play.
And what you don't see here is the other side as well. No? Ang grandstand area nitong McKinley Hill Stadium. It also has several people here on the other side. So this is a good Sunday crowd that we have here. And sana ang Maharlika Manila tuloy-tuloy ang pag-host nila ng PFL matches dito.
Ooh! And that is the second goal, just like that, for Cebu FC on a crucial error from Maharlika. They will be paying for that. And Cebu take the upper hand.
Ben Diarra, very poor on his part. And that was a gift para kay Ivan Wano. Take a look at this one. Gadya just puts it in a very dangerous area. And it seemed like a harmless back pass, but Ivan Wano was sprinting so early, anticipating a mistake. And Diarra cannot afford to be too casual on that back pass. Javi Coscolluela really put in a tough position there, and the substitute making an immediate impact para dito sa Dynamic Herb Cebu. They are now on top 2-1.
That one captured by June Badelik, but referee says otherwise. Lumabas na raw siya sa kanyang area, which means it's going to be a handball. Ayun na nga, straight yellow for June Badelik.
And the assistant referee was right there in front. Tingnan natin dito.
Could be close.
That's very close.
One interesting development after the other ito sa ating laro. And now a precarious position for Cebu. Maharlika will try to make the most out of this. David Asare pupwesto na doon lang sa sulok outside the penalty area. Two players from Cebu will make up that wall. You can call it that way, Gadya, and of course Baristasi, who has the height. Susubukang just to bother the line of sight nito si Asare. Maharlika find themselves down 1 goal after Ivan Uwano, the substitute, delivering in just his 4th minute of action. And now David Asare just getting confirmation. There is the go signal. See how Maharlika executes. It is cleared on the rebound. Clearance once again for Cebu.
That's a whistle going against Maharlika Manila. Tino's trying to be clever there. Ito yung sayang lang dito for Maharlika Manila is that they conceded a goal off a mistake. No, and then you remember, you know, what we've spoken about, Levi, at the start of the match. No, yung ganitong klaseng teams, you cannot afford to make mistakes like that. That was a, you know, regalo yan pag ganyan eh. It's if you want to be competitive, especially against a really good team like Cebu, no, di pwede yung ganon.
The room for error is definitely not that big. If you're going up against the number 2 ranked Cebu squad, still chasing Kaya FC, the league leaders. Whistle blown once again by Clifford Daipuyat as Cordova and Endure nagkainitan for a moment. So possession goes back to Cebu. Well, not for long. One back by Maharlika. Do they have something here? Uy leaves it for Endure. Lots of space for Valtos to operate. Sends it to the right side, the other side. Michael Sims, who has also come in as a substitute at the half. Spence, off balance for a moment, recovers. I'm not sure what that or who that ball was intended for, as they end their possession right there.
Well, Maharlika also making changes at the half. That's Yancy Beaton coming in, providing some speed up front.
Quick clearance for Maharlika just to delay the offensive of Cebu. That was Ziggy E. Now Mert Altinos. Look at Galaza go, just pressuring Altinos. They go to their back line for now. Jacob Liao gets a touch. More pressure here from Maharlika, but threading the needle was Kore, and now Uwano trying to dance against Bendiara. It's going to be possession won by Maharlika. Good effort on the part of Bendiara. At the very least, paunti-unti babawi dun sa kanyang really just a reckless error. Trying to send it back to Javi. Not particular play, but again, Uwano from behind capitalizing. And that's the difference between yung scoreline natin kanina and the scoreline now in Cebu. Now, on top and trying to maintain that advantage. 54 minutes into this match. Highly physical encounter doon sa bandang midfield. Cebu will win possession back.
All is not lost here for Maharlika Manila. They're just down 2-1. Just need to keep it competitive. Just need to keep fighting here.
Pafu, a hard challenge by Asare. They take it quickly. Altinos, hinahabol ni Endure. Oh, nobody home on that ball from way out.
Field slightly looks better now because the sun has gone down.
Well, Cebu also pressing themselves. It pays off. Gadya in the midfield against 3. And this is Uwano. Last-ditch effort from Bendiara.
Yeah, the perseverance there of Daniel Gadya on full display. Fighting through a couple of tackles and able to release Etong si Ivan Wano, just a heavy touch there from Ivan. But they get a corner nonetheless.
Another corner for Cebu. Ideal height on that one. But on the header, it goes wide for Kore.
A free header para kay Kore. Another wonderful delivery from Altinos. And just off target on that one, pero nobody bothering itong si Kore. Not a good sign again with regards to Maharlika's defending on that set piece.
Uwano is unable to turn that time around. Possession, babalik sa Maharlika. Schaffner, Asare sends a long one but does not make the connection. Si Jun Badelik lang ang nandoon. And a wasted chance for Maharlika. But they have to keep the possession a little longer to their side.
And nakita natin dito, Levi, more comfortable ang Cebu in spreading the play right now. And it looks like to Maharlika medyo nakikita natin napapagod na rin. There's not too tight with the ball. Hindi na ganun kahigpit ng kanilang depensa.
Once again, Ben Diarra. Although, ang matatawagan doon is, I believe, Bares Tasi. And you're right, Sidelf, that backline paunti-unti opening up. And if you're Cebu, you just want to find those cracks in order to string together a couple of passes to get to your attacking half. Ooh. Very physical encounter inside the box. Cebu very fortunate the whistle was not blown. Endo Endure, of course, against it.
Liao taking down Endure, and referee Clifford Daipuyat waving off the appeal for a penalty.
Kore again from distance. And still off the mark para kay Marius Kore. He has a penchant for taking those long screamers.
Wonderful control, setting up his right foot. Decent effort. Just not on target. Pero incident there. Yung kanina, yung penalty appeal.
Jacob Liao and the Endo Endure moments or sequences earlier getting entangled with each other. Altino sends it forward, but Javi will go out of his area to pick it up. Good decision on the part of player number 6, Coscolwela. Clearance for Maharlika, but Gadya was there.
Much more composure on the ball on the part of Cebu. Less pressure on the part of Maharlika Manila.
Tasi, that was poked away by Javi. Had a good curl. And that was on target.
And this is the problem again for Maharlika Manila. They're not staying tight dun sa mga players ng Cebu. And that has given them time and space.
Saved into a corner. And it's going to be Borlongan, the designated assist man perhaps. Kore. It is retrieved by Altino still, trying to keep it in play, but will run out of real estate. Again, the field here is slightly smaller. And something, of course, Coach Mehmet Kakil and his coaching staff had to adjust pre-game. And Michael Sims just gifts it back to Cebu. As we enter our 1 hour mark, it's been 60 minutes into this match. And Sidelf slowly were sensing the frustration on the part of Maharlika because they relinquished their lead earlier.
Yeah, and I think it's fitness levels setting in and coming into play with Maharlika Manila. And It's not the same as the intensity na pinakita nila in the first half. Na nahirapan talaga itong Dynamic Herb Cebu. They're closing down players early. Again, the mistake earlier ang nakita natin. Not much, the 2 goals, could have easily been prevented, from Gadia and of course yung kay go-ahead goal ni Ivan Wano.
It is a scramble for control doon sa ating midfield. And look at Ben Diarra, kuhang-kuha doon sa ating screen. And Jacob Liao will, of course, react against it.
Gadia tried to pick up the ball and delay play a bit. Pero Diarra, a lot of frustration right there. The foul was dun pa sa likod.
It was clearly a foul on Corsame, and then the non-play just developed. Now Maharlika again trying to recover and build something.
It's a throw in.
So that's an encouraging sign for them. At least paunti-unti they are advancing the ball to their half. Just have to keep it to that side.
They have no choice now, Maharlika Manila, but to really push more men forward. Kanina okay lang because the scores were level and they went ahead and they can defend and organize themselves and keep their shape. But now they got to do something about this deficit.
Altinos will send it to the back first, giving Liao a touch. You can see the patience on the part of Cebu, having gotten that lead. Talagang there is more room to be more organized and just work on your sets with a bit more deliberation.
Well, because ang Maharlika, hindi na nga sila ganun ka busy in closing down the playmakers of Cebu, Altinos and Gadia. First half, Gadia and Altinos really having a hard time distributing and pulling the strings. Ngayon, it's easier for them to spot and dictate play for Dynamic Herb Cebu.
Emmanuel Otoyemi has been sent inside to replace David Asare. That is the afternoon for him. And injecting, of course, some fresh legs for Maharlika. Player number 17 now part of the 11 inside. See if the dynamic will change.
Some fresh legs. They badly need that, itong Maharlika Manila.
Only the 3rd substitute as that ball gets some air. Gadia, Galaza contesting for it.
Oh.
Endure and Jacob Liao. As play continues here, Galaza. And that, I believe, is more obvious from Gadia.
Well, Endure not happy when Liao fell down easily there. And ito naman, Gadia, those broad shoulders dropping Galasa. A bit of trivia kung and actually the first time I saw Daniel Gadia play, I believe I was actually here. It's a yellow card.
Cooler heads prevailed that time. Straight booking as well for Spence Galaza, one of the more offensive-minded players for Maharlika. He has scored several times. But on that occasion, and mabalik tayo dun sa punto mo, si Delph, of course, the first time you saw Daniel Gadia, what impression did he make sa'yo?
He wasn't actually a midfielder. He was a striker then, and he was playing for I think one of the youth teams here in the United Football League, and it was an all-star showcase, and he scored the winning goal. And I thought he had a really bright future ahead of him. He got recruited by the University of the Philippines, played there under Coach Anto Gonzalez, and really has finally become one of the more reliable homegrown players. It's good that he's found a home here with Dynamic Herb Cebu, who's maximized his talents, has shifted into a midfield role over the years from striker. But the finishing touch is still there, Levi, as we saw in the first half ng kanyang goal. But a very, very physical player, a very fiery character as well on the field. Pero off the field, napakabait ng batang to. Iba lang talaga pag nasa loob siya, very competitive and a very vocal leader for any team that he's played for.
66 minutes into this contest. Once again, we are glad to have you join us. This is the live and exclusive broadcast presentation of the Philippines Football League, brought to you by Qatar Airways. Levi Verora alongside Sidelf Tupas. Thank you for watching us via our Facebook and YouTube platforms. Cebu coming from behind to establish what is now a 2-1 advantage as it stands. Lots of time left for Maharlika to try and level things, to split the points, but as it stands, Cebu looks like they're in control. Gadya, it's a foot race for possession, sends it to the air. Pero mawawala na ng espasyo, bola babalik sa Maharlika. On the throw-in, they target Galaza right away, but it will just go out.
Maharlika Manila still trying hard, and they should not stop. They should be optimistic of their chances here still. If you're Cebu, you need that one more goal to really give yourself a cushion against Maharlika, who we know can pull surprises.
Michael Sims had no other recourse but to send it away. Again, just to delay the attack of Cebu. Tassi to Ibrahim, and they send it to the middle. Kore once again. Well, not the finest of controls on the first touch. Pafu tries to retrieve. Play continues. Pafu, couple of players down, one from each side. It is getting physical once again. And finally, it's going to be won back by Maharlika.
Getting scrappy there on the far side of the pitch, right in front of our fans. Stephen Patalingho getting set to come in, together with Soma. Borlongan, his day is done. Also coming off is Ibrahim Moro.
Couple of changes here for Cebu. So same thing for them. Just trying to inject more fresh legs into this contest as we near its home stretch. 21 minutes and change remaining. And you cannot be satisfied with this margin if you're Cebu. Being the #2 team in the league, chasing Kaya, is also about setting that standard.
Well, you know, you have to give credit to Maharlika Manila, Levi, the way they've been playing here. They were really the goal was really to protect this stadium, protect their turf. They've done that actually just for 40 minutes or so. Pero again, staying competitive, keeping it compact.
Play continues here as Sims and Kore battling for possession. 70 minutes have elapsed here. And if anything, the defensive tactic for Maharlika right now is really just to delay or clear for now. But they're having difficulty building from the back.
And actually, if you're Maharlika, probably just, you know, you got to start, going for it here. 20 minutes remaining. And Cebu also has not looked that convincing defensively as well.
Another clearance made.
Pero the problem is this combination of Gadya and Altinos have been very good at midfield.
Corre tries to flick one back to Gadya. Dispossessed. Beaton does a good job. Endure, he doesn't have the numbers right now. Matatawagan yon. That is Baris Taxi, of course, wearing the captain's armband.
It's good play from Endure. Staying strong and waiting for the contact to happen to give his side a free kick here.
Maharlika able to advance it to their attacking third.
Gotta be better than that with that delivery.
Masyadong mababa. Good thing Endure was there to track it back.
Flag is up.
Unfortunate sequence there for Maharlika. The possession did not stay on their side for that long. And now Cebu can afford to just be more patient here. Perhaps waste a little time, bit by bit. Corre fights for it against Uy. William Valtos also part of that picture. It will stay with Cebu. Bafu to send this one in. Oh, good control. Patalinghug.
He can't be satisfied with his one goal lead. Anything can happen playing against Maharlika. This is a confident team, and it has really translated to a really solid performance this afternoon for Maharlika Manila. The fact that they are still in the match, in the thick of the fight, late in this match has been actually very impressive. If you think about the 27 points separating these two teams sa ating PFL table.
Uy to Galaza and now to Schaffner. This is his spot, Galaza, the left flank. They target him immediately right away. Unable to control, however. Sims bothers. Beaton tries to shoot it on his own. Goes above and out.
And Dur wanted that ball. Yancy going for glory from way out.
Perhaps it's also the sense of urgency from Maharlika, knowing that time is slowly not on their side. Tassi to Altinos. And this is the strategy for Cebu, of course. It's trying to get everyone involved. Try to milk that clock a little bit more.
Well, this is a problem actually kung gusto mong mag-settle down and want to be more comfortable on the ball, knock the ball around. It's a smaller pitch, so you really don't have enough time to really do that. You got to be quicker in moving that ball around, and muntik na kanina maagawan si Jacob Liao doon, but
you'd rather have the ball on your attacking half rather than, of course, the back. Sims, as Maharlika has apparently won this back. However, they just throw it back to Cebu. Galaza. Ball ricochets off his body. And medyo iindahin niya yon.
Does Maharlika have enough gas in the tank here?
15 minutes left. They leave it for Javi, who sends a long one. A high one at that.
Coscolluela has had a good game. Not much he can do on that second goal from Ivan Wano. But, you know, yung unang goal from Daniel Gadya, he was beaten at his near post. But honestly, if you're Javi Coscoluna, you did not expect Daniel Gadya to get past 3 of your teammates as well.
And that was just, again, a superb effort by Gadya. Nothing much Javi could have done in that particular instance. Altinoz, hinahabol ni Uy. Pafu fakes.
We're not used to Corsame taking up that defensive role. And that goes out for a corner.
Cebu has had Maharlika's number in terms of the corners they have won. Altinoz. Designated. Less than 15 minutes for both Cebu and Maharlika. Good aerial. Poked away by Javi. Recovered by Pafu as he makes his turn against Biaton. Look at that display of skill. But an errant pass would mean possession back to Maharlika.
Pafu Corsame there. He's playing his dribbling ability. Alam naman natin na aral to sa futkal. It's those players from Tondo.
Pride of Tondo, Pafu Corsame. One of the success stories, of course, from that area in Manila. Uwano. Otoyemi bothers, but this will again be a corner for Cebu as they just continue to settle, dominate the possession. 77 minutes into the contest. And at this rate, if you're Maharlika, again, you need more urgency. Choosing the far post. Kore just grabs it, knowing that Maharlika has ran out of space. Oh, they take it short this time. Slight change in the strategy. Oh, the header, it just goes wide to the left.
Jacob Yao, always a threat inside that area. Look at this delivery from Kore.
Jacob Liao unable to double the lead for Cebu. But look at them, they're still pressuring Maharlika. They can't even get out of the back. Patalinghug contra Uy, and now Altinoz. More compact defending here for Maharlika.
Look at Corsame skipping past a couple of challenges.
They lob it inside. Will this be a chance? Uwano. It is bothered at the last moment. Galaza making the chase, but it stays Cebu's way. Not for long, and now Galaza tracks it down. Valtos.
Napakaganda yung bola na yun galing kay Altinoz. The playmaker has done well here para sa Cebu. They're not out of the woods yet. Dynamic Herb Cebu.
Now June Badelik will just throw it to his right.
This was always going to be a very tricky encounter para sa Dynamic Herb Cebu. There are going to be days like this in a very long season, and they have to manage and they have to cope with a confident Maharlika Manila team na pumunta sa laro na to on the back of their first win of the season. They've somehow, you know, ako kahit, you know, if you're Maharlika Manila, you know, I know I'm down 2-1, but I've got to be happy with the way my team has performed ngayong gabi. They've given themselves a chance here, even with 10 minutes to go.
Endure against Tassi. Possession for Maharlika. They have to make the most out of this. Timothy Uy. Valtos. Let's see how this possession unfolds. Ziggy E threads the needle to Galaza.
Great turn there by Galasa.
An equally great 1-2 Sims. Here's the lob. But not much of a trouble for Badelik. He just grabs it easily.
And too close to Badelik ang kanyang delivery there. Michael Sims.
Oh, you can sense that now Maharlika wants to apply more pressure as time is slowly ticking away. Final 10 minutes and change here inside the McKinley Hill Stadium. Tassi. Back to him. Sends it to Suma, who will run out of space and into the blue bleachers area.
A great ball there. The pass, the first touch on the chest drop from Suma, just going away from him.
But if you're Cebu, backs against the wall, down 1 goal against a Maharlika team that definitely garnered momentum from that. The way they reacted to that point and to score 2 goals in a span of about 30 minutes or so, to bounce back in that capacity. Sidaf, what can you say about the quality of this Cebu team?
Itong Cebu, no, it's really, not a question of I think now this team has really built its identity and yung character nila, couple of years already in the PFL, and as a guest team, and they've maintained their players, some of the players that started with them. They played at home, which gives them a lot of motivation. So if sometimes if a team isn't playing as a collective, especially at this level, makita mo yan, that there will be cracks, but they've stayed professional. They've been very yung importante is they get the 3 points, and yun yung nakikita natin sa kanila. They want to get the 3 points whatever way it is. Maybe style points can come later, but the 3 points is very, very important at the moment para dito sa Cebu if they want to challenge dun sa ating title race.
A win is a win, ika nga, and for a moment, Muhammad Suma may iniinda doon, and now he's fallen back down. Perhaps a case of cramps. We don't want to speculate for now. And one of their assistant coaches, Ref Quaresma, is attending to Suma right now.
Daniel Verano is also in the game for Maharlika Manila. So Endure surrounded by subs, which means they're fresher. The back line of Tassi, Liao, Cordova, and Corsame. They've done very well in this match.
And unfortunately for Cebu, well, they're down to 10 men for now, as Suma had to be taken out and receiving attention as we speak. Play continues. Oh, great turn by Kore. But as he threads the needle, Sims gets in the way. Ziggy E, Biaton. Oh, not much power to connect from there. Gadya. Cebu still taking their time. Down 10 men. Tassi targets the middle. And look at the activity here for Cebu. They just do not stop playing, don't they?
But again, Maharlika, this was the Maharlika that we saw in the first half. Very quick in closing down players, especially the midfield players, and you see the effect of substitutions in the match.
85 minutes. Maharlika with possession. Will he be able to turn? And an obvious foul.
It's Mauro Akot who gets taken down. Endur was waiting for that ball to be released to him by Ford on the far side.
A crucial opportunity for Maharlika to create. Deflected by Cebu. Timothy Uy had to leap just to get a touch. It will stay with Maharlika for now.
Well, that was actually Uy on the far side na hinihinga ng bola ni Endur earlier.
They get a little closer here. Schaffner. Akot once again. Lots of space here to operate for Otoyemi. He chooses his right. Targeting Sims. But a lot of white shirts in that area. Otoyemi once again. And the whistle is blown. It's like a handball call. That will be the end of that sequence for Maharlika. Unable to capitalize once again as Cebu sends it to their attacking third.
The flag is up on Endur.
And if you're Cebu, you do realize as well as the sun continues to set here that it's just a matter of a few minutes before making this official.
Ano pa pwede mangyari dito, Levi? It's the way Maharlika has been pressing for an equalizer. All it takes is just one mistake or a moment of magic.
That will be last contact for Verano. About 3 minutes plus added time. But you can see it from Maharlika that they are just pressing all the way. Oh, Korsame has space from the middle. That is off foot. Cosculwela, tuloy-tuloy na tayo rito. Sims. Otoyemi. But more pressure as well from Cebu.
Not allowing Maharlika to build from the back. That's a lovely little touch.
Biaton, but on the intended 1-2 back to Timothy Uy. Had the right thing in mind, but they were not on the same page.
Could have taken a touch there.
And so we continue as we scramble again in the midfield. Otoyemi wins it back for Maharlika.
Kentaro Miyagi is in the game already para sa Dynamic Herb Cebu.
Otoyemi threads the needle to Biaton. Could this be a chance?
Very experienced defending. Galing kay Jason Cordova, judging the speed of that ball. And just shielding it away from Yancy.
Didn't have to make contact at all, just shadowing. Could be an opportunity for Maharlika. But they take it from the outside. It goes wide.
Just a rush of blood there. Found himself in a good area. And I won't mind going for glory if you just find the target there and test Badelik, but a wasted opportunity for Maharlika Manila.
Badelik just let the ball fly. Otoyemi.
Maharlika Manila, ang ganda ng intensity nila dito to close the game.
We are nearing extra time here.
Shoulder to shoulder there. And Miyagi goes down on the challenge from Ben Diarra. Actually gifted Wano earlier.
Ball goes out once again. We're just getting confirmation as to how much added time there is. Looks like there is three more minutes for Maharlika Manila to desperately try and at least split the points against Cebu.
They've had one draw. Itong Maharlika Manila out of their 15 matches. 1 win, 1 draw, and 13 losses so far this season.
And that draw was memorable against the ADT. They had the lead as well in that match. Actually, a couple of matches they've taken the early lead. Against Stallion also. Clearance made by Cordova, who just goes out of his position just to make sure there was no further trouble.
Yeah, what a chance there. And Beaton just not able to connect with Endure. Had the right intention.
Ball stays in play. Bit of a confusion there, but it's going to be awarded to Cebu.
It's a corner here.
They take it short. Uwano flicks it back. Gadia to the middle. Kore leaves it for Pafu. Good short passing from Cebu.
And look at the way Maharlika defended there. Very impressive. Gadia. Kalmado si Daniel Gadia as he takes that ball away from Endure.
He just uses his head to send it to the direction of Badelik, and pwede niyang kunin yan since it was a header technically.
And Maharlika, again, not playing like they're the last place team in the league right now. And Cebu has had to make to work.
Denied initially. A scramble inside the box.
Wow.
Into a goal kick.
Goes Coluela with another fine save, pero dire-diretso yun sa kalaban yung save na yun. Patalino just not able to sort out his touch.
And this might well be the final sequence. Another costly touch from Ziggy A. Pafu, Kore. They keep it to their side. Diarra. Patalinghog will chase.
Well, really no shame in clearing that one out, no? Especially when you're under pressure. Rather than risk being under more pressure.
And another set piece for Cebu, quite a fitting end. They've dominated possessions-wise. So the sheer volume. Choosing the far post, Gadia again. And that is the final whistle, an anticlimactic finish here inside the McKinley Hill Stadium as the visitors walk away, come from behind, and take the 2-1 victory. What a match that was, Sidelf. And your thoughts on Cebu's fight back? It was testament to their character, being the second running team in the league, and it showed in this match.
Well, again, this was a difficult match, a very tricky match para sa Cebu Football Club. Maharlika Manila coming off a first win of the season, and they took the lead, and it took a lot from Cebu to regain their bearings. This was not this was a challenging place to play in. Itong McKinley Hill Stadium, a smaller pitch, but again the individual brilliance of Daniel Gadia, and later on the mistake on the part of Maharlika Manila, gifting Ivan Wano that go-ahead goal early in the second half. And Cebu really just controlled the match. You would want to get more goals out of this especially when goal difference comes into play when deciding the title. But nonetheless, if you're Cebu Football Club, this is a very professional win. In my opinion, kailangan nila to, no? It's sometimes, yung performance does not match yung position mo in the standings. But if you're a team that wants to contend, you gotta work through days like this, through matches like this, because it's still 3 points, and in a long season, kung if you drop points in this match, you could have, remembered this match na, "Uy, sayang yun." But nonetheless, they got the job done here in the McKinley Hill Stadium. Props to Maharlika Manila hosting this match and the organization. I'm so happy on the part of, hindi lang nakuha na yung resulta, but the group of Anton De Lusario and the ownership of Maharlika Manila, just very impressive as they brought this game to McKinley Hill Stadium. And hopefully we get more people coming in and to witness more of the Philippines Football League, a quality match that we saw here. And, just very, very impressed with both teams in laboring through the 90 minutes. Cebu will get the 3 points, but again, a lot of respect for Maharlika Manila, the way they perform in front of their home fans.
Let's take a look at the highlights, Delph. Let's walk our fans through the very eventful match, like what I mentioned earlier. To say that it was eventful, such a tremendous understatement. Ang daming nangyari throughout the course of this match. And, of course, a few moments earlier, when the sun was still up, it was really Maharlika Manila FC taking control of this match from the beginning. That was the assist by Zachary Ford to David Basa from the far side. Kumbaga, nagkasalisihan sila ni June Badelik, and he was really just surprised. And that was, at this point, Maharlika took the lead.
And they're pumped up there. David Basa, no better player to give Maharlika Manila the goal. He's been a standout, a very important figure in the club. But again, Cebu just piling up the pressure. Altinos was all over the pitch together with Gadia.
They created a lot of chances for themselves when they had the ball to their side. Of course, Altinos also a crucial part of that, from his playmaking and just distributing to his teammates. Eventually, they found the back of the net. We will show that in just a few moments, but quite a busy afternoon as well. If you were Javi Coscolwela, he just needed to work in between the sticks.
Well, Javi Coscolwela had a solid game. It's just a shame that he wasn't able to get or share a point in this match para sa kanyang team. But here's the goal, courtesy of Daniel Gadia. A brilliant individual effort, just making a mockery of the defense of Cebu right here. Stayed strong, lets the ball roll, and purely this is just the striker's instinct in Daniel Gadia. He played that position before, now playing as a midfielder. Pero ito si Daniel Gadia, no problem whatsoever in controlling that ball. And this was a debatable penalty here. Clifford Daipuyat giving this one. And dito,
such an intriguing development at that time, in real time. And then Marius Core missing a golden opportunity to give Cebu the lead at that point. Well, fortunately for them, of course, Ivan Oano, on this error by Ben Diarra, just outruns him and slots one in. And that was the win right there for Cebu. 3 points in the bag. The most important thing they did tonight was to, of course, shorten that gap again against Kaya FC. It's now back to just an 8-point separation.
With 2 games in hand, itong Dynamic Herb Cebu, they've dropped points, in several weeks that could have made the gap between them and Kaya FC Iloilo, even smaller. But You know, you got to play what's in front of you. And this afternoon, they had to play a very motivated Maharlika Manila side. And they come away with the full 3 points, which is the most important thing right now for Coach Mehmet Kakil and his team. Very nice homecoming para dito sa Maharlika Manila. But it was not the 3 points was not meant to be para sa kanila.
Well, let's take a look at the final match statistics for this contest. And Sidelf, kung pagbabasihan natin yung stats lang, you would have felt that Cebu could have won this game by a much larger separation. Although 2-1 is the final scoreline, they dominated possession, had more shots, had more corners because they just created more opportunities dun sa kanilang attacking third. That's perhaps also credit to Maharlika just not giving up and being compact on the defensive side.
Much more threatening ang atake ng Dynamic Herb Cebu. 12 shots, but you could say that they should have had more shots on target. They only had 3. They were denied by the crossbar twice, or even 3 times actually, including that penalty. Pero, I mean, you know, you just got to shake it off. All it matters is that you leave the stadium with the full 3 points. But for Maharlika Manila, keep building on this encouraging performance. And again, if they should host some matches here, I think they should be hosting more matches here, Levi. And you know, the atmosphere was terrific this afternoon, and that's full credit to the organization of Maharlika Manila.
And such a lovely afternoon it was dito sa football ecosystem in the city of Taguig. And on that note, of course, Cebu, these are the matches they needed to win. They came, they saw, they conquered. 2-1 is the final score. Cebu FC picks up the full 3 points against Maharlika Manila FC, coming from behind. On behalf of my partners, Delf Tupas, this has been Levi Verora on the call. And as we always say here at the Philippines Football League, brought to you by Qatar Airways. Wherever you are, wherever you're from, we'll see you at the games.